Throughout the American Revolution, there's a number of battles that are fought throughout North and South Carolina. One of the largest is the Battle of Guilford Courthouse outside of Greensboro, March 15, 1781. I'm holding a musket that was used by one of the British soldiers there at Guilford Courthouse. This belonged to a sergeant by the name of McAlpin. He was a Scotsman. He was orphaned at a young age, and he joined the British Army when he was in his late teens. He winds up rising through the ranks to sergeant. He comes over here to the colonies, joins the army of Lord Charles Cornwallis, which is fighting throughout the southern colonies. Cornwallis's army had chased the American army under Nathaniel Greene all the way across North Carolina, chased him into southern Virginia. Greene refused to turn around and give battle to Cornwallis. Cornwallis winds up completely stretching his army beyond its supplies and has to fall back. Greene then turns on him, and they wind up joining in battle outside of Greensboro at Guilford Courthouse. McAlpin belongs to the 71st Regiment of Foot, Fraser's Highlanders. It's an all-Scottish regiment. The 71st is at the middle of Cornwallis's line. Sometime during the battle, we don't know exactly when, McAlpin is wounded very severely in the face. His wound is such that when Cornwallis's army leaves and goes to Virginia, he's left behind in Wilmington. And that's where McAlpin's story gets really interesting. He's a Scotsman. He's British. He's in the colonies. He winds up staying here. He becomes an American citizen after the war. Most loyalists that are in North Carolina, and there were quite a few of them, they were by the thousands, they flee and go to Canada or back to England. Here we have an example of one doing the exact opposite. He comes from Great Britain and stays in North Carolina after the war. He winds up settling in Robeson County, becomes the sheriff, and a very respected member of the community after the war. He winds up being a teacher and was a leading citizen up until his death in the 1830s. The musket descends through McAlpin's family and winds up being given to the North Carolina Museum of History in 1914. It's one of the earliest pieces that was given to the museum. There's a 1914 catalog of the artifacts that were on display in what was then known as the Hall of History. This musket is listed as one of them.